In this dog training video, I'm going to show you some of the exercises I do with Dexter on his peanut. So stay tuned. Dexter's not short on the variety of rehab equipment he has at home, but when people ask me if I could only choose one item for Dexter, and this is for Dexter's needs, what would it be? It'd be his peanut. With all of these different pieces of equipment that we can use for our dog for both mental and physical exercise or physical therapy, depending on what it is that you're working with your dog, or confidence building, they all have a wide variety of ways that you can use them to address different concerns and different needs. So today I wanted to go over just a few of the exercises that I do with Dexter, and as always, talk to your dog's vet, especially if he has a medical issue. Dexter does have physical therapy with a veterinarian. This is part of his treatment. We have take-home instructions that we're supposed to be working on a variety of exercises 3 to 4 times a week. So he does a variety of things, not the same thing over and over, but we use a variety of exercises and a variety of equipment to kind of meet those needs. And also by using different pieces of equipment, it also meets his mental need so that he gets to do new things. So one of the things that I do with Dexter is I try to find new ways to work with him. So one of the first things you're going to want to do is teach your dog paws up, meaning for us, 2 feet up on something. So if you haven't taught that to your dog, I will put a link below to a video that teaches that behavior. So go ahead and check that out first. That's going to give you a jump start to be able to teach some of these other behaviors. And as always, we want to do things in short moderation. So when I'm working with Dexter on his physical therapy exercises, it's only a few reps, a few different things, spread out maybe once or twice a day. So it's not a whole big marathon where he works 20 minutes even, or 30 minutes even. It's usually 5-10 minutes max at a time, with breaks in between. So in between a couple of reps, he's going to have a little pause break where he gets up, goes and gets a drink, and then comes back. For the video, I'm obviously going to cut and paste that so you can see the exercises versus him taking potty breaks and drink breaks. So one of the things that we're going to do is having him do paws up on the peanut with the peanut staying still. And this is going to work both his core strength, which is one of the big things that we're working with Dexter, so that when he gets his wobbles and bobbles, if he has good core strength, he's going to be better at picking himself up. If they have that good core strength, they're going to be less likely to actually injure themselves when they're doing things. So core strength is always good for dogs and us, physical limitations or not. Being on the peanut's always going to give it an instability, which is what kind of works that core. But I'm going to stabilize it by it's going to be in front of me and leaning against me so that it's not going to rock away. So I want to be behind it in the center. He's like, I'm ready to go. But I want him to be more in the center. So I'm going to go ahead and take that treat and throw it over there. Go find it. So your dog's going to want to go slow, unlike Dexter. So you're going to go that nose up. Okay, good boy. And I'm going to treat him here. I want to try to keep him as straight and even as possible. So the size of your peanut will depend on the size of your dog and what your goal is. So it's got a little bit of movement, which is fine for him. And then I'll tell him off. Good boy. Let him have that rest. Up. Good boy. And again, we can hold it, especially at the beginning. It's best to hold that peanut while they're getting used to finding their momentum. Good boy. Good. You can incorporate a wait and a watch. Yes. Watch. Yes. Okay. Good boy. I'm going to go ahead and center him a little bit more so he's straighter on. We're going to lure him around. Ready? Up. Good boy. Watch. Yes. So if he starts to lean back, if I put the treat forward, that's going to bring his body forward to kind of, whoops, kind of balance that out. Dexter. Yes. Off. All right, so that's one. So again, what I tend to do is maybe 5 reps of that, and then we'll go on to do something else. Other one that I really like for this is him walking with it. So this is going to, again, build that core and that strength, but it's also going to work on his back legs, that back end awareness and strength, which is huge for him. That's a big thing for Dexter, because we're working on him not dragging his back feet and him being really aware that the back feet are there. Ready? Up, up. Now you can do a licky treat. So if you have like a toy that you can fill with food, you can do a licky. So now that he's up here, I'm going to take a step back and let that ball come forward. And you can see he's moving both his front feet and his back feet. And I want to go slow because I really want him to be able to get that balance. Whoops. There's one down there somewhere. Good boy. And when he starts walking and his feet get too far this way, I'm going to let him catch up to kind of recenter them again. Good boy. And this is a huge workout. And when people ask me about mental stimulation and games they can play with their dogs, these are good things. These are great things. Your dog doesn't have to have a physical limitation to do these things in your home and to make them enjoyable. And the benefit is you're going to make your dog strong and confident, and it's going to be easier as your dog ages because he's going to have that strength. I mean, Dexter actually started goofing around on some of this equipment when he was young, when he was a youngster, before he was even diagnosed with his disability. So when it came time to do these things, it wasn't a challenge getting him to try. The challenge is getting him to slow down and focus. So that's another one. And again, short and sweet. That's literally what we would do. We'd do maybe just what we did. One that way and one that way. Go slow and build as your dog gets strength. The other thing to keep in mind is if you decide you want to start some of these things with your dog and you haven't exercised with them before, wow, do one thing. You know, you're going to build up that strength. Don't be a weekend warrior and all of a sudden throw in all these things because your dog is going to pay for it. You're going to wonder what's wrong with your dog because he may be walking around crying. He may not want to get up. You know, they can't say, oh, my body aches. So slow, a couple reps of one thing at a time. Give your dog a couple days to rest, do another one. So we can also work with Dexter on him going backwards by me slowly pushing the peanut towards him. Good boy. Good boy. And that again will work those back feet as well. It's a different motion, so make sure you're going slow for your dog. Good boy. And if he's starting to get a little crooked like Dexter, we'll go ahead and straighten him up a little bit. Good boy. Easy does it. Try to keep that core as straight as possible. Good boy. Good job. Good boy. Okay. The next one we're going to do is balance on the peanut. Now for Dexter, I'm not one that has him get up on the peanut all by himself. I'm one that wants him to get up on the sofa. So with his steps. Okay. And then again, for Dexter, it's always about slow down the monkey. So I'm going to help Dexter along the way. I'm going to touch him. I'm going to have my, hang on a minute, I'm going to have my arms around him so that he doesn't slip off. There are a variety of harnesses that you can put on your dog that can give you a handle on the top. So you can try that. With Dexter's neurological condition, the issue affects his spine, so he can't wear those kinds of things. So again, this is because I'm slowing him down because he gets so excited. So food, because I want to direct where we're going to go, I do have it butted up against this, and it's butted up against me, so that so ideally this isn't going to do any moving. This is going to work that core big time. Ready? Easy. So my hand's underneath his belly. I'm luring him over, and he's got 4 feet on. Now if you see me let go, can you see him work it? And then I can help. See? That's that core working. I want to try to keep him as straight as possible. Keeping that as straight as possible. Good boy. And after a few seconds, okay, back up. Now, if your dog has a good back, you can have him back up, and then that'll help as well. Or you can kind of help him back up. Okay, ready? Go ahead, back up. Good boy. Good job. Good boy. And we're going to do one more. Again, if you saw his body, it's working hard on this one for him. My little 11-year-old mobility challenge dog. Good boy. And I can hold the treat here to kind of keep that as straight as possible. My goal, my ideal is that straight back and the legs. I'd like these legs to be back even further and his head to be straight. He's starting to try to support himself by pushing his legs under, which isn't good. So that's one of the things that, and again, I'm here to catch him if he goes to slip. That's one of the things that we're working on with this strength. His back legs, instead of being straight, are being underneath his belly to kind of give him more extra support. So we're trying to build up that core strength again and that back end strength so that he straightens that out. Now the other one you can do with this in this position is 2 feet on. So kind of like we did on the ground. So for being on the sofa too, it's going to give it again another bit of instability. So 2 feet on, and then you can do a bow. Good job. And then a stand. Good boy. Good boy. And then a bow. Good job. And then a stand. And then back up. Let him take his breath and his break. All right, so once again, helping him out. And we're going to go on the peanut here. I am holding it with my legs as well. And we're going to do a sit. And I'm not pushing his butt. I'm just touching his butt to try to help make sure I'm going to hold it in case he goes to slip. So I need to move him forward a little bit so he doesn't quite sit on the sofa. Can you sit? There we go. And I am helping him. I'm holding him right here. Kind of help his body stay straight. And then we can stand up. So from his nose and lure him forward. Good job. You sit. Good boy. And I'm holding his one back leg here in place so it doesn't slide off. Again, one of the things that we're trying to do is have him bring those legs inside. That's part of his therapy. So I'm helping him out. I'm helping by manipulating. So I'm using my hands around him as a guide and support to make sure that we can kind of keep those legs where we want them, where he doesn't fall off. And hopefully, over time, that body continues to build strength and his body can do it better on his own. That's our hope. Him being 11 and having his neurological condition, you know, we are at some limits, but that's what we're practicing. That's one of our goals, is to try to build up that strength, build up his awareness, bring those hips in, keep everything kind of in line where they're supposed to be. And if I need to slightly move them, as long as it doesn't hurt him, to kind of help him and help his body get into position, our vet says that's good to go for us. And 2, I don't want him to fall off. I don't want him to injure himself, so I really want to try to help him and make sure he doesn't slip off too much. We're going to work on sits, downs, and stands on the peanut, which is another great way to work on his balance and his core. So slow down the monkey. Easy. And I do want to make sure that I'm, again, helping him be stable and helping the peanut be stable. And we're going to go to a down. And I'm not pushing him. I'm just trying to keep his hips straight from rolling. Down. Good boy. Go ahead and sit. Help his legs. And it's okay that he's not perfect. These are the things that he's working on. We're going to down. Good boy. Going to stand. Good boy. Stand. And I'm helping him again. When he needs help, there's my hand. It's always there for him. Sit. Again, not pushing him. Just resting my hand there so that I can hold him if needed. Stand. Good boy. Alright, so we're going to do one more, and that's him going down. Dogs jumping down on things, you know, so that's why he does have steps, is I don't want him jumping off of the sofa. Landing is bad for their front legs, their neck, their spine, which is obviously a big deal for him. I am going to work on him slowly coming down and controlling that. And then I'm going to go ahead and let him come on my leg. Good boy. And there's some more core strength and balance. We're going to come all the way down. Good boy. Now ideally he would have kept his feet on there, but once again, my hands are always there to be able to help him and to make sure that he stays safe. That's the key. We want to make sure that they're not falling all over the place, that they feel physically secured by you, and this is part of also building up that trust. So if you enjoy watching Dexter do some of his exercises on his peanut, please hit the thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. You can click the bell icon and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. And if you want to dive deeper into your dog's behavior, training, and care, check out my Patreon page. The link is below. Until next time, remember to pause and enjoy life, and we'll see you in the next video. Ready? Good.